Sign up, activation, conversion, repurchase, referral. We know the key milestones. Now what? Your role as an email marketer is to help speed up transition from one milestone to the next. Between each of these milestones will be successes, so users that reach the next milestones, and failures, users that get stuck at that specific stage. So in spite of your best efforts, some users won't activate, some won't buy, and some will churn. So you'll need ways to handle both successful and unsuccessful users. Different sequences and stages will require different tones, targetings, and goals. So let's look at the different sequences and see how to handle them specifically. But first, do you have access to emails prior to signing up? Maybe you have a newsletter, a blog sign up, or a pre-launch list that you'd like to nurture to convince people to sign up to your product. If you do, the goal of your first sequence will be to convince these subscribers of the value of your product. For this sequence, you have to balance the value for what they actually signed up for. So this can be content updates and pushiness. So the tone of this sequence will be more laid back. Key emails will be your series welcome email, so the first ever interaction, and your ask to sign up. Now let's look at the map included with this course. So number 2 is from sign up to activation. So from account creation to activation. So your onboarding sequence. For this phase, your goal is to help establish the product value and get users to their desired outcome. So what they're trying to achieve with your product. The tone in that case should be more informational and straight to the point. Emails will be about discovery, overcoming objections, and getting users back in your app so they can actually experience the value of the product. Key emails will be your welcome email and your first onboarding emails. Not only will these emails get opened more than any others because of novelty, they'll also help ride initial sign-up momentum and the excitement that comes with it. Chances are that if users delay in getting started, they won't get around to actually using your product ever. So you'll need to plan for users that don't activate. At Lander Audio, for example, we were experimenting with the communication based on the speed that it took for people to activate. So if they activated really quickly, we had a certain way of handling them. And if it took longer or they didn't activate, they had a different sequence. So with velocity, this can be a good way for you to make your onboarding sequence successful. Number 3, from activation to conversion, so the upsell. So your key email in that case will be your upgrade email. This one can get a little more pushy and salesy for conversion. You want to confirm that they see the value of the product. You want to remind them how useful and how valuable the product is to them. And you want to capitalize on their activation momentum if they did activate. So this sequence doesn't necessarily have to end with the upsell email. If your users don't convert and they stay on a free plan, you can give them more reasons to upgrade by showing them new value from the product. So value expansion. Hey, our product also does X or Y. It's always a good idea to eventually try upselling them again, maybe coming at it from a different angle to help maximize conversions. Number 4, from conversion to retention. So your retention email sequence can technically last forever. So it's a different tone, a different strategy. You're dealing with your VIPs, your subscribers. So although the goals can vary greatly depending on your business objectives, so either expansion revenue, referrals, feature discovery, pure retention, the key goal will always be retention and repurchase. Without it, you don't have subscribers. So the best way to do this is to remind your users of the value that they're getting from your product. So you can do that with feature expansion, transactional emails, launch emails that showcase more or new value in the product, or by reminding them of the value that they're personally getting from your product. But a good example of this is a summary email. So if you look at the one I'm getting from Text Expander, in this case, it's a very effective email. So it reminds me how much time I've saved using Text Expander, in this case, 57 minutes. And every month I understand that, so depending on how much I value my time, the $20 that I'm paying per year is definitely worth it. So it's easy to make an assessment in that case. Alternatively, you can also work on bumping monthly subscribers to yearly subscriptions. It works like a charm when your users are already engaged, you've seen value from the product. So you tell users how much money they can save by going to a yearly plan, and then you make a one-time offer. You can see what Podio is doing it. So it just tells me how many months I will save, that it's going to simplify my accounting, and that it's really easy to do. So this is just an easy way for me to get a better deal on the product that I'm already using. So you might not even need a discount to get people to upgrades in that case. It just gives you cash up front, so because of the annual subscription, and reduces your churn rate because of the longer time period. So depending on your goal, you can also focus on expansion revenue. So you want to grow user seats, feature usage, a different value metric based on your pricing. So look at consumption, and when an account is within 20% of maxing out a key value metric, you can send an email with an offer to upgrade to a more expensive plan. This is what Zapier does. So basically, we got this email when we were at 80% capacity on our free task that we're getting from Zapier. So if the business is thinking about, well, so we're going to add users, we're going to need more of this, we're going to be doing these projects in the next month, they might want to upgrade in anticipation for the next phase, and that will just reduce complexity for them, and as well allow them to get a better deal on the plan. So this technique works great, and it's really easy to implement with most platforms. Number 6, retention to referrals. This part here. So you can have different asks for referrals from both paying subscribers and free users if you're on a freemium structure. So in that case, that can allow you to get more value out of your free users. The referral email sequence will probably get sent in parallel of other email sequences. To successfully get referrals, you'll want to run a Net Promoter Score survey first. So a Net Promoter Score, NPS, are standardized surveys that assess how likely people are to recommend your product to colleagues or friends. So it's based on a score from 0 to 10. And you'll be able to know if your users are passives, so they don't love your product, they don't hate it. Promoters, they're your fans, they're your advocates, or detractors, they really don't like what you built. So asking your promoters, so the 9s and 10s, is a great way to get reviews, get referrals, or get them to invite more users to your product. So since you're working with your fans, the tone has to be more casual and more appreciative. Key emails will be your NPS survey and your ask afterwards. So although you'll probably want to expand to add more email sequences down the road, so like reactivation, product feedback, the previous sequence are the basics, the first sequences you need for your email program. So start with these sequences and emails, let the results prove themselves to you, and expand from there.